What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Maypole Farm and Farming Simulator 22. So, as you can see, the grass work is done. It's October 2nd. It's the next day from the day that I actually started all the grass. I have a little shorts video showing some of the steps of me doing the grass. I couldn't do a lot of camera angles because I had to do it all myself. Only have the one tractor, no hands. So, it was a lot of me in the cabin just looking out the back window and stuff. But I did put together a little video of it. I did two of the fields for hay and one for silage. I got quite a few silage bales. The yield off this grass was actually pretty good, considering, we didn't really do too much to it other than fertilize it and lime it. It did make a big difference, so I'm pretty happy. So before we get too much further into this, I just want to say bales, right? Not, as much as I love doing bales and as much as I love, having bales, bales without auto-loading forks are not the easiest thing in the world. I am using a bale spike. I know you're not supposed to spike silage bales. I get it. It's a game. It'll be okay. So anyway, we're going to move all these bales. I don't have a trailer, and I don't really need one because I'm literally taking them off of this pasture and putting them over here on the other side of the cow shed. So we could just pick them up. Hopefully we can get them two at a time. They're pretty heavy. As you can see, I have no weight on the back of the tractor, so the tractor will bounce around a little bit. Hopefully we can get them two at a time and I can just park them over here. I'm not too worried about how neat they are, how, well organized this stack is. I don't really care. All I really care about is getting them off the field and, put away somewhere. So, and of course, like everything else, vanilla bale related, it's a faff just trying to get them off the forks, right? Now, I'm sure there, you guys out there that do this all the time, that have been, stacking bales manually and all that stuff for years are very good at this. I've never been very good at it. This is why I use auto-loading bale forks and I use auto-loading trailers. I thought about getting an auto-loading trailer for this, and then I said, nah, you know what? Let's try. Let's give it a go, right? Every time a new farm sim comes out, I always say, well, we might as well try at least. So this is me trying. It's probably not going to be pretty, but hopefully we can get all the bales off and get them at least in some semblance of a stack over there. It'll most likely be a pile. I'm not going to lie. So, see, already can't even get them on the spikes right. I really don't care. Like I said, I just want to get them off the field. It's going to rain at some point today. And I've got some things I want to do with this grass. I want to roll it, and I want to put some fertilizer down on it. Those are the two things I really want to do. So hopefully we can get all that done today. I'm going to have to rent some kind of spreader again, obviously. But that's fine. I have no issue with that. I'm only doing this, really. I mean, I could just leave these on this pasture, but I want to get some cows on this farm, so they're going to have to get moved, so I can actually get cows out into this pasture. Probably not going to be a whole lot of story in this particular episode. This episode really is what I used to call on the old Ridge and the Drummond Farm series a maintenance episode, where stuff that needs to get done on the farm gets done. And I could have done this all off screen. I could have done all of this work off screen and said, well, I did it and I just didn't video it or whatever. But I decided that it was a better idea to make a video of it. Let you guys see me fiddling around with these bales. Those of you who've been with me for a long time have seen me do bales in all kinds of ways. I'm pretty good with spiking square bales and stacking those, right? Square bales are easy. I've tried bale lifters and I've tried grabs and I've tried all kinds of things, and finally settled on the auto-loading bale forks onto a auto-loading bale trailer. Unfortunately, I haven't found any auto-loading bale forks, and I haven't found a trailer that works reliably. I had a decent one. Unfortunately, it has some sort of weird collision that once you use it as an autoloader, if you just use it as a regular trailer, it's fine. If you use it as an autoloader, it leaves this gigantic collision, and I mean gigantic. It was 3/4 of the length of this field. I was going to take a screenshot of it, and I was so amazed by it that I was sort of stunned, and I forgot to take a screenshot. I had to sell it, and then back the game up one save back to get rid of it. It was enormous. I'd never seen anything like it. So you're probably asking yourself, well, BP, why did you do bales when you have a forage wagon? Well, it was pretty simple. Hay is one thing. I can dump it straight into the storage clamp over there for the robotic feeder. Silage, however, needs to go into a clamp, and it needs to be compacted, and it needs to ferment and all that other stuff. Now, I did it the last time in the clamp, and the problem is that this tractor is obviously not really designed to compact the clamp, right? It just isn't. So I can't really put enough weight on it, you know what I mean? I don't have dual tires for it or anything like that, and it takes a very long time. I probably got near enough 200,000 liters of grass off of this pasture. So I put 200,000 liters of grass into a clamp and then, roll over it for an hour and a half. I think it took me an hour and a half or 2 hours the last time to do it, of real time. And I just wasn't interested in doing that again. So I said, you know what, we have a little money. Let's go ahead and rent a baler. And let's make some silage bales, and at least we'll have silage bales and I won't have to worry about it. So I've been watching some videos about the way precision farming works in Farming Simulator 22. Now, I don't normally do that. I don't normally watch videos about anything. You know what I mean? I tend to like to figure stuff out. And to be honest, I don't really worry all that much about the way things are supposed to work, right? I kind of just do the things that I want to do anyway because it's, part of the story, or it's the way I've always done things, or whatever. It seems to me from all my sort of video research, that it seems to me that rolling doesn't do anything in precision farming anymore. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to do it because, well, A, I have a roller, and B, it's something that gets done in the real world, so I want to do it. Again, this is one of those videos. I've decided that I tend to do a lot of jump cuts in my videos. I'm sure you guys have noticed, where I edit out stuff where I'm just either quiet or I'm rambling on about something, and then I listen to it back and I realize that it made no sense. But every so often I just put up a video where there's very little editing, and this may be one of those, because there's not a lot of story in it, and BP and bales, right? Silliness is bound to occur. So I figured you guys might get a kick out of this, especially you guys have been around for a long time, and remember that this is kind of what happens with me pretty regularly. So the problem with this bale fork is I can't see it. The spikes are the exact same width as the arms of the front loader, so I can't quite see where they're pointing. Now, I know that somebody is going to tell me that little rod on the left side, as we're looking out the cab of the loader arm, is a visual indicator of the angle of the implement attached to the loader arms. And that's great. And I'm sure that works wonderfully in the real world. In Farm Sim, though, it's about a half a pixel wide, and it's very difficult to see. Luckily, there's not a million bales on this field, so it shouldn't be too bad. And it gives me a chance to ramble on a little bit and, and have some fun. This is, to me, and I've said this a million times, but I honestly believe it. This is the mark of a good game. When things aren't working exactly the way you think they should, for whatever reason, whether it's your fault or the game's fault, or just a perception thing or whatever, we got one, good enough. If the game is still enjoyable, then that's a good game, right? I mean, yes. Would I rather be able to grab these bales with an autoloader and put them on a trailer, take them off, put them in a neat stack somewhere? Sure, of course I would. But it's still fun, you know what I mean? I'm not too worried about this pile of bale I have over here. It doesn't really matter to me. They're all going to end up going into the robotic feeder anyway, so whatever, they can just sit here like this. I don't really care that much. So I'm it's Tuesday. I'm now on my second official day of vacation. Still have 6 more days to go. Yes. I'm hoping I can make a couple more videos today, a couple tomorrow, a couple on Thursday, a couple on Friday. Probably nothing on Saturday, maybe one on Sunday, and then it's back to work for me on Monday. So, the idea of this was to get as much content ready for you guys as I could, right? Now, again, I'm not just making videos because I'm making videos. I'm making videos because I want to make videos, and I want to have a good time playing the game, and I want to show you guys what I'm doing and all this other stuff. The next video after this one that you guys are going to see is going to be not Maypole related. It's going to be completely different. It's going to be something that I never do in Farm Sim. Now, for those of you who just started playing Farm Sim, you're going to say, well, you couldn't do this before in Farm Sim anyway, but you could. So what I'm talking about is grapes and olives, and I'm going to go onto the French map, and I'm probably going to cheat in a bunch of money. I'm going to put down a big vineyard and a big olive grove, right? And I'm going to do the whole production chain with grapes and olives, because I've never actually done anything like that before. There's been mods kicking around for a long time for Farm Sim that introduce, different crops, different tree types and stuff. I had a little bit of an orchard on Old Ridge Farm for a while, until the dairy just got so big that I didn't have time to deal with it anymore. I've done some orchard stuff on, I can't remember the Bjornholm. Wow, I can't believe I couldn't remember Bjornholm. Bjornholm was probably the best base game map ever made for Farm Sim. I did a bunch of orchard stuff on that too with a mod, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought I'd give this a go, mostly because I just want to use the equipment. The equipment's neat, right? So, and that's not going to be a story or anything. That's just going to be straight, BP, planting some vines and planting some trees and, making some olive oil and making some raisins or whatever else you do with grapes. We'll probably do some arable in there as well too. I want to combine a couple of things into that series. One is obviously the grapes and the olives. That's the big one. But I also want to combine the fact that I tend to do one of two things in Farm Sim. Either do stuff like this, where it's small, medium-sized dairy farming in the British Isles, let's say that, whether it be England or Ireland. Or I do massive, huge, corn, soybean sort of production stuff on a big American map with massive American equipment, right? Those are the two sort of things you get from me. What I want to do, and I've never done, this I know I've never done, is I want to combine the grapes and the olives with some medium to large size European equipment. There's a lot of really neat, big European equipment out there, right? The Xerions and the great big Claas tractors. Well, I never use those. So, and the great big, the Vaderstad cedars and the big Kuhn cedars and all that stuff. I never use any of that stuff. So I'm going to combine those two things into one series, and we're just going to have fun. And, probably, I don't know if I'm going to have a set goal to this or not. I don't know what it's going to cost me to set it up. I'm thinking I'm probably going to XML in €1 million, buy some land, maybe build a little farm, I guess. Because it occurs to me, after I got done watching, I was watching one of Farmer Klein's streams recently, and he was talking about how he had built his farm on the Western Wilds map, and I have never actually built a farm in Farm Sim 22 or Farm Sim 19 for that matter. I mean, sure, I've placed some stuff and I've moved some stuff, and I guess you could say I built Old Ridge. I made a lot of changes to that map, my personal edit. Now, that wasn't all placeables and that was all Giants Editor, but I haven't really ever built a map, you know what I mean? Or not built a map, but built a farm. I think probably because as much as I like building games, and if you guys, who've been with me for a while may remember when I was doing games like Space Engineers and Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster and things like that, I like building things. But I like building things from little pieces and turning them into something, right? Which is why I like games like Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster and Space Engineers so much. You take one little piece and, you take enough of those little pieces and pretty soon you've got a ship or a zoo or a building or whatever. It's different, obviously, in Farm Sim because, the thing that you're placing is already built, right? You can't pick the trim, you can't pick the windows, you can't pick the roof or any of that stuff. So maybe that's why. Plus, I'm not really too good with the terraforming tools in Farm Sim. I wasn't very good at it in Giants Editor, where you had a lot more fine control of it. So I'm certainly not good with it in-game, where you have hardly any fine control with it. But we're going to try. That, for me, is just going to be a fun series. It's just going to be me having a go at things that I don't normally ever do. Because, I feel like sometimes, as much as I genuinely enjoy this type of farming, this small, medium-sized dairy farming, it seems like I sort of trap myself into, not trap, that's the wrong word. I immediately go to that. That's my go-to, that's my comfort zone, right? It's what I know best, dairy farming and, small British Isles style farms. And I never give anything else a chance. I haven't even looked at this map, this French map, and no, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Because every other farm sim YouTuber that I've seen calls it the French map. So I'm certainly not, with my awful European pronunciations, I'm certainly not going to try to pronounce it. I haven't even looked at it. I've seen it in videos. You know what I mean? Honestly, I don't think I've looked at Elm Creek either, to be honest. So, I pretty much started Farm Sim 22 on Maypole Farm. So, you know what I mean? And if I didn't come up with this idea, this would probably be the only map I'd ever play on Farm Sim 22. You know what I mean? I got to play on a lot of maps on Farm Sim 15 because Old Ridge kind of came out in sort of the middle of the Farm Sim 15 lifespan. So I had done a bunch of series before that already. But once Old Ridge came out, that was it. That was the last map I played on. I'm still playing on Old Ridge Farm and Farm Sim 15. I just broke 5,000 hours on Old Ridge Farm on my save. So, okay, well, there you go. There's all the bales. I mean, again, they're not, it's not pretty, but they're there. So it's going to be a while before they ferment, obviously. 3%, so, a few days, obviously. It's fine. 3,500 liters, got plenty of silage to go. So, is this not a grassland roller? Is this not actually rolling the grass? Is this just a crop roller? It looks like, you know what? Because it didn't knock any of this grass down. Really? How is this not a grass roller? So this is a roller, right? And it looks like it's a thatch lifter and an overseeder. Look like you could put down some seed in spots with this. I mean, why not? Let's buy this, see what it does. Yes, that's the other thing. I can be very stubborn. I can, if what I want to do isn't in the game or there isn't a mod for it or whatever, I'm going to do my best to do it anyway, even though it's going to have no effect on the game, because like I said, I've either always done it that way or I just want to do it. All right, let's see what this does. Is this going to roll something by any chance? Now it's a weeder too. It seems like it may be rolling the grass. Okay, yeah, I think it is. All right, let's get some kind of cruise control. Probably that. I don't want to go too fast. Yeah, I guess it's rolling. Okay, very good. The real test will be when we roll over this. Yep. It is rolling. Excellent. Well, I mean, I guess for 13 grand, right? I got a roller, I got a thatch lifter, and I got a little, reseeder. So, okay. We'll have it. And apparently it acts as a weeder, too, I guess. No weeds in the grass, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That works. I should probably get the very edge of this field, I guess. I am not going to make you sit through this. Guys, don't worry. I'm just going to do one pass around. And then I want to I'll go get the fertilizer spreader. Because I got to rent that. So, because I really can't justify buying one, even though I'm going to use it a lot. But eventually I'm going to start with, I'm going to be mucking in slurry in this grass instead of putting dry fert on it. I just don't have any muck or slurry right now, so I need to put something on it. Now, I'm going to conduct my own test. So we've gone a quarter away around the field, right? So, wow, our environmental score is 67. I hadn't looked at it in a while. Nitrogen, pH value, hey, we're doing pretty good. So excellent. Yeah. I mean, 80 on field 98, 78 over here, 80. Excellent. Nitrogen. Yeah. See, that's not making a bit of difference, is it? And like I said, I won't make you sit through it. I suppose what I could do is, I could spread the fert, because that's not going to take very long. And then come back and roll them afterwards. Maybe we'll do that. So I'll just go to the very edge over here to the opening. And then park this thing up, go grab the fertilizer spreader, spread the fertilizer. We'll call that an episode. Hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, whenever I do a roleplay series, it's rarely that it's roleplay all the time. that there's always story. Sometimes I do these maintenance-y issues, or I keep calling them issues like it's a magazine. Maintenance episodes where it's just me doing stuff on the farm that needs to be done. And maybe I don't have any story, you know what I mean? It's not always going to be exciting. It's not always going to be, you know, it's not going to be story time every single time. It's just the way it works out. That was one thing I really enjoyed about the Old Ridge Farm series is that while me and Mike like to joke and call it a soap opera, mostly because of the exploits of the, you know, infamous Crawford Browns, right? It wasn't that every single episode, right? There wasn't some crisis that occurred every single episode. Some episodes, it was just farming. Some episodes, it was just, you know, farming and no story. And some episodes were just fun. We had wedding episodes, and we had, you know, farm day episodes, and we had open house episodes. And so, you know, and I want to do that with this series too, because I really enjoy that way of playing Farm Sim. I like playing any game where I can tell a story. But it isn't always going to be story. So sometimes you're going to get episodes like this where it's just me driving around in a field, you know, rolling or whatever. Okay. Well, I'm pretty happy that works. So, excellent. All right, fill this up. Now, I know I could have grabbed my bag lifter and done this the right way, but for this episode, this is fine. Oh, is that going to be enough, or should I? Well, we're going to see if it's going to be enough or not. If it is, it is. If it isn't, we'll come back and get some more. All right, let's see what 42 meters is going to look like here. I suppose I could use GPS, but I cannot be arsed. I really cannot be arsed. Jesus. Okay, a little faster, please. 42 meters is a big spread, especially on this field, huh? I mean, especially given the fact that we're putting down about 750 liters a minute. Oh. We are definitely going to need more, because there wasn't very much nitrogen in this grass after this cut. So, okay, well, that's fine. I will go get more. Yeah, see, we're putting down a lot of this stuff. Yep. Not going to make it to the end of the field. Okay, how do I want to do this? 42 meters. 42 meters. Do not want to spray it out on the road, though. So let's turn that on, come back down this way, maybe get some kind of headwind, I guess. Honestly, I think this is going to be it. I don't think I'm going to need another pass on this field. Maybe just down here, I guess. Yeah. Yep. That field is done. Excellent. Very cool. Very cool. I mean, 42 meters. It's enormous, but it is handy with... it is handy. Excellent. Well, there you go, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And I know there's no story in this one. It was a little different of an episode. You're going to get this occasionally where I just need to do stuff. And I just maybe want to sit down and yak at you for a little while, right? You know, and show you how I play Farm Sim when I'm not trying to be, you know, the storyteller all the time. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes I do silly things. Sometimes I do stuff that makes people go, what? And sometimes I just do stuff because I enjoy doing it, whether it has an effect in the game or not. As always, guys, let me know what you think. Any tips, suggestions, recommendations, anything like that, especially when we go forward into the French map series with grapes and olives and, you know, all this big European stuff that I really don't know anything about. I can't wait to start that. In fact, I'm going to start that after I have some dinner tonight. So be on the lookout for that. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you like what you see. If you are new and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. It's the best way of being notified of when I make a new video. I try to put out videos as frequently as I can. My work schedule is a little crazy, but I've been trying to work on it so that I have time to make videos for you guys. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon. That'll let you know when I'm uploading a new video, and you'll be able to keep abreast of what's going on in Maypole and what's going on over on the French map as BP attempts to do something he's never done before. And as always, guys, thank you so very much. This is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.